South Africa, a 2-part journey. South Africa isn't just a destination, it's an entire world packed into one country. You've got wild safaris, epic road trips, luxury wine farms, rugged mountains, and sun-drenched beaches. There's no way we're squeezing it all into one video, so we're taking the scenic route. Twice. South Africa is geographically vast and culturally layered. It's a place of dramatic contrasts, from coastal road trips along the turquoise garden route to epic Big 5 safaris in the untamed bushveld. And the best way to explore it? Split the journey. Savour each side. In this episode, we're heading inland, where you'll find urban rhythm and history in Johannesburg, once-in-a-lifetime wildlife encounters in Kruger National Park and beyond, spiritual stillness in the Drakensberg Mountains, and warm ocean breezes and cultural flavour in Durban and KwaZulu-Natal. Think safaris, summits, and soulful landscapes, all stitched together with rich stories and real travel tips. Then in part 2, we'll take you coastal. From Cape Town's iconic Table Mountain and wine farms through the famous Garden Route, past whale-watching towns, surf beaches and forest hideaways, all the way to Port Elizabeth and the hidden safari gem, Addo Elephant Park. Whether you're chasing sunsets, safaris, or South African wine, this 2-part series will give you the full picture, with none of the tourist traps. So, pack your hiking boots and binoculars. We're going inland first. Let's check in with everything you need to chill out in wild, wonderful South Africa. Part 1. Visa and entry requirements for South Africa. Getting into South Africa is relatively easy for most nationalities, and you may not need to arrange a visa in advance at all. But there are a few key things to know, especially depending on where you're flying in from. Here's the breakdown for some of the most common travellers, for United States and Canadian citizens. No visa required for stays up to 90 days. Just bring your passport, which must be valid for at least 30 days beyond your intended departure, and have 2 blank pages for entry stamps. For United Kingdom citizens, no visa is required for visits up to 90 days. EU passport holders. A visa is not required for most EU countries for up to 90 days. This includes citizens of France, Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, Spain, and more. Australian citizens. No visa required for up to 90 days. Passport validity and blank page rules still apply. The rules vary more for Asian passport holders. Here's a quick rundown. Japan, visa-free for up to 90 days. Singapore, visa-free for up to 90 days. Hong Kong, visa-free for up to 30 days. Malaysia, visa-free for up to 30 days. India, visa required. Apply online for an e-visa or through the embassy. China, visa required. Indonesia, visa required. If you do need a visa, e.g. Indian or Chinese passport holders, South Africa now offers an e-visa system for select countries, which allows online applications much easier than before. Note: if you're unsure about your specific country's eligibility, check the South African Department of Home Affairs website before travelling. Are you travelling with children? South Africa used to require unabridged birth certificates for minors, but this requirement has been relaxed. Still, if one parent is not travelling, you may be asked for consent letters or additional documentation, so it's best to check the latest rules ahead of time. In short, most visitors can enter South Africa visa-free, giving you more time to plan your safari and less time filling out paperwork. Time zone check. South Africa runs on South Africa Standard Time, which is UTC +2. There's no daylight saving time, so the time stays consistent year-round. That puts South Africa at 1 hour ahead of Central Europe during European winter, 7 hours ahead of New York, 10 hours ahead of Los Angeles, 6 hours ahead of Toronto, 8 hours behind Sydney, 6 hours behind Singapore, and 7 hours behind Japan. If you're flying internationally, chances are you'll touch down at OR Tambo International Airport, just outside Johannesburg, the country's busiest and best connected airport. What to expect at the airport? Immigration queues can vary depending on arrival times, but they're usually efficient. Have your passport, return or onward ticket, and accommodation details handy. Customs is usually low hassle, but you'll pass through scanners and may be asked questions about your visit. Baggage claim. OR Tambo has a large modern baggage claim area. Porters are available and usually wear uniforms and ID. FYI, tips are appreciated. SIM cards and connectivity. Right after baggage claim, you'll find MTN, Vodacom and Cell C booths offering tourist SIM cards. Packages are affordable and include fast LTE or 4G. great for maps, bookings and Uber. Currency exchange and ATM machines. South African Rand, ZAR, is the local currency. You'll find both exchange counters and ATM machines inside the arrivals hall. Credit and debit cards are widely accepted, but it's handy to have some cash for tips or smaller vendors. Airport transfers. You can use Uber or Bolt directly from the airport, which is the most popular. Taxis are available but often more expensive. If you've booked a safari or guided tour, your driver will likely be waiting with a sign near the exit. From passport stamp to safari pickup. OR Tambo sets the tone. Well organised, welcoming and buzzing with possibility. What South Africa is really like. If you've ever tried to describe South Africa to someone who hasn't been, you'll know it's almost impossible to sum up. It's raw and wild, yet sophisticated. It's modern cities and ancient mountains. It's luxury safari lodges and bustling townships, and no matter where you go, it feels alive. Johannesburg, where grit meets gold. Known as Josie or Joburg, South Africa's biggest city is not just a layover. It's a cultural powerhouse, raw, real, and buzzing with energy. Visit the Apartheid Museum and Constitution Hill to understand South Africa's hard-fought freedom. Explore the revitalised Maboneng precinct, a creative hub of street art, cafes, rooftop bars and galleries. Take a guided tour of Soweto, the iconic township where Nelson Mandela once lived. Foodies should check out Neighbour Goods Market in Braamfontein on Saturdays. Johannesburg isn't always beautiful, but it's always honest, and that's its magic. Kruger National Park, the safari dream. Let's be honest, if you're coming to South Africa, a safari is probably on your list, and Kruger is the crown jewel. One of Africa's largest game reserves, Kruger is bigger than some countries, with 500 plus bird species, and all of the big five: lion, leopard, elephant, rhino and buffalo. You can self-drive, if you're looking for budget-friendly, or book into a luxury lodge. The best areas for first-timers are Southern Kruger, near Skukuza and Lower Sabi, or private reserves like Sabi Sands for exclusive luxury safaris. Your first lion sighting feels like a spiritual experience, even if it's just sleeping in the shade. Other safari alternatives: Madikwe, Pilanesberg and Shlushluwe. If you're short on time or flying into Johannesburg, there are other amazing options that don't require a long trip to Kruger. Madikwe Game Reserve, near the Botswana border, malaria-free and home to wild dogs and black rhino. Pilanesberg National Park, just 2.5 hours from Johannesburg. Perfect for a quick safari with high chances of Big Five sightings. Shlushluwe Mfolozi Park, in KwaZulu-Natal. One of Africa's oldest reserves, known for rhino conservation and rolling hills. South Africa isn't just about where you see the Big Five. It's about how the bush makes you feel small in the best way possible. The Drakensberg Mountains, nature on a grand scale. In the heart of KwaZulu-Natal lies the Umhlanga Drakensberg, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a paradise for hikers, photographers and nature lovers. Think jagged peaks, hidden caves, waterfalls and ancient sand rock art. Popular spots: Cathedral Peak, Amphitheatre and Giant's Castle. Great for guided hikes, birdwatching, horse riding or just cosing up in a mountain lodge with panoramic views. Kruger shows you wild animals. The Drakensberg shows you wild silence. KwaZulu-Natal, Durban, Umhlanga and Zulu culture. As you move from the mountains eastward to the coast, the temperature rises and the vibe shifts. Durban offers golden beaches, famous curry houses and a laid-back surf culture. Umhlanga, just north of Durban, is an upscale beachfront town with boardwalks, boutique hotels and oceanfront cocktails. KwaZulu-Natal is the heartland of the Zulu nation. You can visit cultural villages or attend traditional ceremonies to learn more about this proud heritage. It's the only place where you can spot dolphins in the morning, eat a bunny chow for lunch and hear traditional Zulu singing by sunset. Getting around South Africa, should you hire a car? In South Africa, the journey between the destinations can be just as unforgettable as the destinations themselves. But if you're planning to explore Johannesburg, Kruger, the Drakensberg and KwaZulu-Natal, the best way to get around is hands down, hire a car. South Africa's major highways are modern and well maintained. Once you're out of the cities, the freedom of the open road, passing mountains, rural villages and sweeping bushveld is part of the adventure. Why hiring a car makes sense: flexibility. You'll want to stop at roadside stalls, detour to hidden waterfalls, or take the scenic route through mountain passes. Cost effective. Especially if you're travelling in a group or as a family, hiring a car is often cheaper than booking multiple transfers. Easy drives. Routes like Johannesburg to Kruger or Durban to the Drakensberg are straightforward, with clear signage and petrol stations along the way. Access to national parks. You can self-drive through places like Kruger or Pilanesberg, stopping at waterholes or picnic spots whenever you like. There's something about driving with the windows down through a game reserve or rural farmland that connects you to South Africa in a real, grounded way. Do you need an international driver's licence? If you're from the UK, US, Canada, Australia, or the EU, your English language driver's licence is usually accepted. No international driving permit required. However, if your licence is in a non-Latin script, for example Japanese, Chinese or Arabic, or doesn't include a photo, then an IDP is strongly recommended. Most car rental agencies will ask for a valid driver's licence, held for at least 1 year, a credit card in the driver's name, passport for verification, double check with your rental company before arrival, and print your documents just in case you hit a signal dead zone. Quick driving tips for South Africa. Drive on the left-hand side of the road, like the UK, Australia, Japan. Be alert in cities. Some drivers skip red lights at night as a safety precaution. Drive defensively. Speed limits are strictly enforced, especially near small towns. Don't drive at night in rural areas. It's hard to see animals, pedestrians, or potholes. Fill up when you can, especially in the Drakensberg or near game reserves where fuel stations can be far apart. Tipping petrol attendants. Yes, South Africa has full service pumps. 5 to 10 rand is customary. Hiring a car in South Africa gives you the keys to explore the country at your own pace. Just be prepared for a few cows on the road now and then. What's the weather like? And when should you go? South Africa has a varied climate, and in this episode, we're focusing on the northeastern and central parts of the country. So let's break it down by region and season. The Kruger National Park and Safari regions. Low-veld areas in Mpumalanga and Limpopo. Winter is from May to September. This is the best time for safari. Cool, dry days and chilly nights. The animals gather at waterholes, which means epic game viewing. There are fewer mosquitoes, which means there's a lower malaria risk. There is less greenery, so animals are easier to spot. Early mornings are cold. Bring gloves and beanies for sunrise drives. Average temps in the day, 24 to 27 degrees Celsius, or 75 to 81 degrees Fahrenheit. Night, 8 to 12 degrees Celsius, or 46 to 54 degrees Fahrenheit. Summer is from October to April. It's hot, humid, and rainy with dramatic afternoon thunderstorms. It's lush and green, which is beautiful, but that means it's harder to see wildlife. It's calving season for antelope and some amazing birdwatching. Average temps in the day, 30 to 34 degrees Celsius, or 86 to 93 degrees Fahrenheit. Night, 18 to 22 degrees Celsius, or 64 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit. So if wildlife is the priority, winter is king. The Drakensberg Mountains, on the border of KwaZulu-Natal and Free State. Summer is from October to March. It's warm and green with afternoon thunderstorms. It's great for waterfalls, hiking and epic views. But watch for sudden mountain weather shifts. Average temps during the day, 24 to 28 degrees Celsius, or 75 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Night, 12 to 16 degrees Celsius, or 54 to 61 degrees Fahrenheit. Winter is from June to August. It's crisp, dry and cold, sometimes even with light snow. Clear hiking conditions and quiet trails. Nights are freezing, so thermal base layers are essential. Average temps during the day, 14 to 18 degrees Celsius, or 57 to 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Night, minus 2 degrees Celsius to 5 degrees Celsius, or 28 to 41 degrees Fahrenheit. The Drakensberg wears different moods each season, but it always brings that wow factor. Durban and Umhlanga, the KwaZulu-Natal coast. Subtropical year-round. This is South Africa's warmest coast. Summer is from November to March. It's hot, humid and beachy, with refreshing rain showers. The ocean water is warm year-round. Average temps during the day, 28 to 32 degrees Celsius, or 82 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Night, 20 to 24 degrees Celsius, or 68 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Winter is from May to August. It's mild, dry and sunny, but still swimmable weather. Gorgeous beach walks, whale watching and seafood feasts. Average temps during the day, 22 to 26 degrees Celsius, or 72 to 79 degrees Fahrenheit. Night, 12 to 16 degrees Celsius, or 54 to 61 degrees Fahrenheit. If Cape Town is cool and crisp, Durban is warm and laid back. It's always beach season here. Johannesburg. Winter is from May to August. Sunny, crisp days with cold mornings and evenings. Ideal for markets, rooftop bars, and city walks. Average temps during the day, 18 to 22 degrees Celsius or 64 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Night, 4 to 7 degrees Celsius or 39 to 45 degrees Fahrenheit. Summer is from October to April. It's warm with dramatic late afternoon thunderstorms. Lush parks and green urban gardens. Traffic plus thunder means patience is required. Average temps during the day, 26 to 30 degrees Celsius or 79 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Night, 14 to 18 degrees Celsius or 57 to 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Joburg's weather is like its people, bold, high energy and full of surprises. So, when should you visit? Best all-round window, May to September. Ideal safari weather in Kruger. Clear hiking conditions in Drakensberg. Crisp Joburg days. Mild sunshine on the KwaZulu-Natal coast. Want green landscapes and baby animals? Try November to March. Lush bushveld, vibrant bird life, dramatic skies. Which months should you avoid? Mid-December to mid-January. This is peak holiday season, which means crowds and higher prices. Late January to early February. This is the heart of the rainy season inland. What to actually do in this region? South Africa isn't one experience. It's a dozen different ones layered into one unforgettable journey. Whether you're here for wildlife, culture, nature, or cuisine, this first leg of your South Africa adventure is packed with magic. Here's how to make the most of each stop. Johannesburg, urban energy, culture and history. South Africa's biggest city is bold, gritty and full of soul. It's not just a stopover, it's a cultural deep dive into the country's story. Must-do experiences. Apartheid Museum, powerful, immersive and essential. It gives you context to the country's past and present. Soweto Township Tour. Visit Vilakazi Street, home to Mandela and Tutu. Learn township history, try street food and chat with locals. Mabaneng Precinct, trendy, artsy neighbourhood with galleries, cafes, rooftop bars and street murals. Constitution Hill. A former prison turned into a powerful museum about human rights and democracy. Markets, neighbour goods, market on Saturdays, Four Ways Farmers Market, food, live music and local design. Joburg's vibe, real, raw and rewarding for curious travellers. Kruger National Park and safari alternatives, the wild heart of South Africa. Kruger is the crown jewel of safari experiences, and it's massive. What to do? Game drives, morning, evening or full day. Look for the big five: lion, a leopard, elephant, rhino, buffalo. Self-drive, safari. Kruger is one of the few parks where you can safely self-drive. Rent a car, grab a map and go exploring. Private game reserves, like Sabi Sands, Timbavati, etc. For luxury lodges, fewer vehicles, expert rangers, and incredible wildlife viewing. Bushwalks and night drives, offered at private reserves or through SAN parks. Feel the wild up close. Pro tip, not staying in Kruger itself. Consider these alternatives. Pilanesberg, near Sun City. Malaria-free and Big Five sightings in a compact area. Madikwe Game Reserve. Excellent luxury options and malaria-free. Shlushluwe Mfolozi in KwaZulu-Natal. Gorgeous, hilly terrain with rhino conservation success. You'll never forget your first lion sighting. It's raw, primal and humbling. The Drakensberg Mountains, South Africa's scenic spine. Think cathedrals of rock, winding trails and epic viewpoints. Top experiences. Hiking, amphitheatre hike, iconic views and an incredible day trip. Tugela Falls, one of the highest waterfalls on Earth. Giant's Castle, caves with sand rock art and stunning scenery. Horseback riding and rock art tours. Connect with the region's ancient indigenous history. Wellness escapes, forested lodges, yoga retreats and crisp mountain air. Ziplining, abseiling and outdoor adventure. For the thrill seekers, resorts like Dragon Peaks offer activity-packed stays. Family-friendly tip. Many lodges have playgrounds and kiddie-friendly hikes. The Drakensberg doesn't need filters, just boots and time. Durban and Umhlanga, subtropical chill with cultural spice. If the safari gave you adrenaline, Durban gives you relaxed, sandy vibes with a side of curry. What to do? Golden Mile beachfront, stretch of beaches, surf schools and palm-lined promenades. Rent a bike and cruise the Esplanade. Ushaka Marine World. Water park and aquarium. Great for families. Victoria Street Market. Mix of Zulu crafts, spices, saris and souvenirs. Indian cuisine. Crawl. Durban has the largest Indian population outside India. Try a bunny chow, samosas and traditional curries. Umhlanga Rocks, classy beachside village just north of Durban, perfect for sundowners, spa hotels and whale spotting from June to November. Durban is spicy, sunny and soulful, a place where beach life meets real culture. Final tip, combine your experiences. Don't treat these regions as isolated stops. South Africa shines when you blend them. Start with a few days in Johannesburg to ground your trip in history and culture. Head to Kruger or a private reserve for wild, heart-stopping game drives. Escape to the Drakensberg to slow down and hike. End with warm ocean breezes in Durban or Umhlanga. In one trip you can walk through living history, lock eyes with a leopard and sip cocktails with your feet in the sand. That's South Africa's magic. Part 1. Travel flow. Inland adventures. South Africa is huge and experiences vary widely, so travellers often wonder, should I start in Johannesburg or Cape Town? Can I do Kruger and the Drakensberg in one trip? How do I balance cities, safaris and coastlines? So we have built a suggested travel flow to answer those questions. Start in Johannesburg, the urban pulse of South Africa. Recommended stay, 2 to 3 nights. Driving distance from OR Tambo Airport. You'll be in the city within 30 to 45 minutes by car. Joburg is your launchpad. This is not a skip-it city. It's a story-rich, culture-soaked destination in its own right. Explore the Apartheid Museum, do a Soweto Township tour, visit Maboneng Precinct and Constitution Hill. Agent tip. Stay in Rosebank or Sandton for convenience and safety, with great access to shops, restaurants and the GO train. Stop 2. Kruger National Park, the ultimate safari. Recommended. Stay, 3 to 4 nights. Driving time from Johannesburg, 5 to 6 hours to southern Kruger Gates, like Crocodile Bridge. Alternative, 1 hour flight to Nelspruit or Hoedspruit, then transfer. This is what you came for, the Big Five in their natural home. Kruger isn't a zoo, it's one of the largest, oldest and most respected game reserves in Africa. You can either stay inside the park in Sam Park's rest camps, like Skukuza or Lower Sabi, for a rustic self-drive adventure, or book a luxury private lodge in one of the private reserves that border the park, like Sabi Sands, Timbavati or Manuleti. These offer guided game drives, top-tier cuisine and infinity pools overlooking the bush. What you'll do, morning and evening game drives, bush dinners under the stars, optional walking safaris or bird watching, nap in a plunge pool while elephants stroll past. Travel tip. You can self-drive Kruger with ease. South African roads here are decent and rental cars give you full flexibility. But for first-timers or honeymooners, a private lodge is next level. And don't forget about the safari alternatives we've given you if you can't get to Kruger. Stop 3. The Drakensberg Mountains. Peaks, valleys and peace. Recommended stay, 2 to 3 nights. Driving time from Kruger to Drakensberg, approximately 7 to 8 hours, or split with a stopover near Joburg. Driving time from Johannesburg, 4 to 5 hours to northern Drakensberg. Time to leave the bush and head for the mountains. The Drakensberg is a UNESCO World Heritage Site known for its dramatic peaks, deep valleys and sand rock art. Here's what makes it magical. Hiking trails, Cathedral Peak and Champagne Valley, cultural connection and wellness vibes. Agent tip. Pack layers. Even in summer, nights can be chilly in the mountains. Final stop. KwaZulu-Natal. Recommended stay, 2 to 4 nights. Driving time from Drakensberg to Durban or Umhlanga, approximately 3.5 to 4 hours. You'll feel the air change as you descend from the Drakensberg into the lush subtropical coast of KwaZulu-Natal. It's a unique mix of African, Indian and colonial British culture, with some of the warmest ocean waters in the country. Durban, spicy Indian cuisine, bunny chow, anyone? Golden Mile beaches, Ushaka Marine World, great for kids. Surfing and beachfront promenade walks, Umhlanga, just north of Durban. Safer, cleaner and more laid back than central Durban. Boutique hotels and modern apartments. Gateway to the north coast and further adventures. Agent tip. Umhlanga is a great place to end the inland journey with a few relaxed beach days before flying out of King Shaka International Airport. Suggested travel order. Fly into Johannesburg and explore for 2 to 3 nights. Drive or fly to Kruger and stay for 3 to 4 nights. Drive to the Drakensberg and stay for 2 to 3 nights. Drive to Durban or Umhlanga and stay for 2 to 4 nights. Fly home from Durban or drive back to Joburg, 6 to 7 hours. Pro tip. You can also do this route in reverse depending on flight prices and availability. Final travel tips and reflections for South Africa's inland adventure. You don't just visit South Africa, you feel it in your pulse, your pace and your perspective. And this inland journey? It's the beating heart of it all. Number 1. Don't skip Johannesburg. Many travellers treat Joburg like a layover. I don't. It's where you begin to understand South Africa's depth. Number 2. You don't need an international driver's permit, but it helps. Most rental agencies accept licences in English, but if you're from a country with non-Latin scripts, get an IDP. It'll save you hassle at car hire counters and roadblocks. And yes, you drive on the left in South Africa, but the roads are well marked, fuel is affordable, and GPS or Google Maps work great. Number 3. Pack for range. You'll be in wildly different climates across this route, so pack layers. Think lightweight jackets, breathable fabrics, sunscreen, insect repellent, and good walking shoes. Number 4. Malaria zones. Kruger and its surrounding private reserves fall within a low-risk malaria area. It's not mandatory, but many doctors recommend prophylactics, especially during the rainy season, October to May. Consult your travel clinic, and don't forget repellent and long sleeves in the evening. Number 5. South Africans are exceptionally helpful, whether it's a petrol station attendant, a tour guide, or someone in line at the market. Locals are generally warm, funny, and more than willing to help. Ask for tips. Ask for stories. You'll get more than directions. You'll get connection. Final reflections from a travel agent's point of view. This inland journey across South Africa isn't just about ticking off big sites. It's about moving through stories. From the soulful resilience of Johannesburg to the primal stillness of Kruger. From the skyscraping peaks of the Drakensberg to the vibrant coastal rhythm of KwaZulu-Natal. You're not just going from place to place, you're shifting energy. You'll eat pup and chakalaka under the stars. You'll watch the sun rise over the savannah and set behind mountain peaks. You'll taste the spice of Durban curry and feel the hush of a cathedral carved in stone. And when it's all over, you'll look back and realise you didn't just explore South Africa, you found a piece of yourself in it. So, take it slow. Ask questions. Be curious. And if this journey feels overwhelming to plan, talk to your local travel agent. They know which lodge suits your pace, which road is best in winter, which hidden viewpoint is worth the detour. They make the logistics seamless so you can focus on the wonder. This is part 1 of your South African story, but it's only the beginning. In part 2, we'll head to the coast, the Garden Route, Cape Town, the Winelands, and beyond. So stay tuned, because this is South Africa, and we're just getting started.